Hello crafters, I'm Dan B and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'm going to show you how I made this box. I used the Lots to Love die and it has been designed to go with our narrow new nib cards, which are these here. They come as a pack and it's got the fold down there and they go into these envelopes, and this box has been designed to hold them. I think in here I've got 5 of each, 5 envelopes and 5 cards. I haven't decorated the cards yet, but I just wanted to show you the how I do it. I'm not sure that it's a proper way of doing it, but it works for me, and I would just like to show you 1 or 2 things that I found that has made this an absolutely delightful box to make. Okay, so to start off with, I'm going to tell you the cardstock that you're going to need, and I'm using one of our specialty designer series paper, which is quite a lot thicker than our normal. And it's absolutely ideal for these boxes because it means it's all decorated already for you, and it's nice and sturdy as well, plus the fact that when you open inside there's already a pattern as well, so you know it's win-win-win with this. So this is from Myths and Magic, I think it's called. Yep, Myths and Magic designer series paper. On the back of this one it's got the mermaids. So you need 2 pieces of designer series paper which measure 4.5 inches by 6 3/4 inches, which is 11.4 centimetres by 17 centimetres. And then you will need a piece each of our Shimmery white cardstock, lemon lime twist cardstock and Tranquil cardstock, and they should all measure about 2 1/4 inches by 3 1/4 inches, which is 5.8 centimetres by 8 centimetres. So first of all I will get the Big Shot up. In fact I can do though, in fact I'm going to have to bring it over again, aren't I? Okay, one thing at a time. We do this first. Right, the first thing I learnt is when you're using a design that has a right and wrong way, you have to make sure that when you're using the die you use it upside down on one of them. For example, the piece that this cuts out with this up at the top, that's going to come over the top, which means it's going to be coming over here. Okay, so that'll be the back one. So this will be at the front, because I want all the, I call these fans, and I want all the fans to go upwards. So for the front one, which will be this one, because this will come over, I either have that coming over upside down, that one there, because if it's right all the way up, that would be upside down. But what I'm not bothered about that, which way is right, which way is wrong, but I'm bothered about this one. I wouldn't want the front of my box to be upside down. So what I need to do is, when I put the die onto here, this is going to be the bottom of the die, because I need that flap at the bottom of the front piece. I hope that makes sense. I hope so. Right, let's try it and see how we get on, see if it becomes clearer. So I've got my pattern going up the right way. Now, because this is the front one, Stampin' Up have given us this little die here. Okay. All it cuts is on that little semicircle. And what that is for, it die cuts that for you. Okay, so this comes over. I have tried making this box and not bothering about that, but just pop that into there, which it works quite easily, but it does keep popping out. In fact, that one's not popping out too bad, but normally they pop out worse than that. But that, you can just push it in and it stays in place. Really lovely. So, what I have worked out on this one, in fact, let's turn this around, now that I've made sure I've got it up the right way. So this one, you have to do it so that the curve is facing the bottom of the die. And the other thing you need to do is to make sure that the top of that curve is 5/8 of an inch away from here. Now let me point at this with my paper piercer, and I need my ruler, don't I? Have I got my little ruler in sight here? Oh dear, I've got to bring the noisy one over. Looks like, oh no, here's my little one. Just a moment. I prefer this because it's nice and quiet. The other one, if I drop it, it really does clang. Right, so the cutting edge on here is right along the edge there. And I want the edge of this to be 5/8 of an inch away from, from the cutting edge there. But it looks like I'm going to have trouble, so I'm going to get a couple of post-it notes so that I can hold it in place. We have this problem sometimes with the smaller die. They like to go walkabouts, and the reason is because the magnets in the magnet platform are little circles like that, and they're spaced every now and again, so if it's not over one of those bits, it will jump to where it wants, so it is on a magnet. Right, first of all, is that, make sure that gap is about the same as that one. Right, so about 5/8 of an inch. Let's move this up a bit because it's a bit too involved that way. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. No. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's about it there. I'm just going to make it straight. And I have found if you do this die cutting at the same time as you do this one, you don't get such a major impression of the die. When I die cut the shape this shape first, and then I came back and did this bit, there was a really, really deep impression of the actual, whole shape of it. But it's nowhere near as bad if you do it like this. Right, let's go. I don't know why this one makes such a crunch when it goes through. Okay, so can you see that little bit there? It's very clever. So there's that one. Let's get rid of that piece. Now this one I am just going to put in as normal. That means the front bit will be upside down. Let's do it the other way. So that bit turns over, that's right. So I've decided that on this one, the back design is all going to be upside down, but where the front, the flap comes over, it's going to be the same direction as that one, which I think will make it look nicer. I haven't tried, I've done several of these, but this is the first one that I've actually tried with a pattern like this. In fact, no, oh dear, I haven't, have I? This one's upside down. But that really didn't notice. It will do now that I've pointed it out, but so that was up the right way, that's up the right way, that's upside down. But as I say, really didn't notice that one. Okay, so this is this. This always pops out very nicely of the actual die. Right, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put the box together. Now, the die does actually give you your score marks. Okay, you got one there and one there. You got them for the flaps here and the sides. But I'm very particular about my score lines, and I don't think it does them enough. So I go over these. I'm going to bring my scoreboard in, and I'm going to tell you where I do these. Now, I'm not offering you centimetre measurements here. Please just look at your board and see how I'm doing this, and please can you work it out for yourself which ones you need. I could finish up telling you something totally wrong, and I really don't want to do that. And if somebody does work it out, maybe they'd be good enough to let me know so that I can put it in the box below. Right, so first of all, this one, if you have your curve pointing that way, you need to score on the 1.5 inches. Okay, I'll do both of these at the same time. Okay, so that's 1.5 inches. Let me just double check what I'm doing here. And then if you turn it, then you need 5.5 inches. Okay, so that's that one. So you'll find that those are the two that you had on there already, but they're much, much more obvious, which means they're going to fold much nicer, and that's 5.5. Now for the ones down the side here, if you come to this side first, you can score down at 3 5/8, and that one 3 5/8, and if you turn it around, you need 3 5/8 again. Always make sure that you're nice and close up to the edge here, but 3 5/8 there. It's quite easy to find that groove. And 3 5/8 again. Make sure it's all nice and straight up to the edge. There we go. So we will get some really, really nice crisp folds now. You don't have to do it. You know, when I'm always giving you instructions to make cards, when I say 8 1/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches, scored and folded at 4 1/8, I always say scored and folded. I just don't think when you fold a piece of cardstock or a designer series paper, I just don't think if you just fold it you get a very nice crease. It's probably me being just too fussy, but that's me. So just fold on all your score lines, crease it down. Now we know which is our front because we've got the little notch in it, which is that one. So we're going to put ours together like this. Now I haven't watched the Stampin' Up video to see how they do this. I'm just doing it my way. I know that you could cut off one side and one side and then just glue the other sides that are left, but I think if you leave them both on, it gives you extra strength at the side here. I don't know whether they cut any of this bit off, but I use glue dots for that bit. So first things first, I'm going to, which is my front bit, that's my front, so I want these bits here going on the outside of those pieces. Okay, so that edge is facing the back. So to do that, I'm going to put Tombow on here. You could use tear and tape or fast fuse. just going up as far as the tabs. Very good. Just spread it out a little bit. That way, isn't it? So that's quite easy, just to line that bit up with the tabs, top and bottom. Just push that down, and you can actually fold it like that to give it a little bit of extra pressure. Just give Tombow a few seconds to get a grip. Now what I do for the bottom end, because I don't want the bottom end dropping out at any time, so what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to close it using glue dots, and oh yes, I put them away. So my paper piercer, I'm going to put one on each tab. That's it. And then I am going to put on my flap here, I'm going to put two near that crease, that fold line, and then I'm going to put two on this curve as well. Right, now I'm going to fold those in. I'm going to pinch the box open so that I can get down, so I can get this in without it sticking too soon. Okay, so that's in, and I'm going to use my bone folder to put in there and push it down. Make sure that adheres nicely, and on the tabs. There we go. And then I'm going to push this out a little bit and pop that in. Now, what I'm hoping that you're going to find is that it hasn't been cut far enough. This isn't closing right the way down, because I found that that cut isn't quite enough. So what I do is I take my scissors and I just cut an extra little 1/8 of an inch. And it really does depend on where you've done yours. If yours is too high, you may have to do it a lot more than an 1/8. But if you start off by cutting just an 1/8 and then increase it gradually until you got down to the right size, right? I think that's probably going to, oops, that's because it's empty. I think that's going to be right, because it's not pushing down any further. Okay, so that's what I do to make sure that this bit fits. And all I'm going to do now is do a little decoration for the front. In fact, let me just put some envelopes in here. I haven't got any more cards folded at the moment. Oh, and this is something else I wanted to show you. Because you've got that flap in there, if you just push these in, chances are that's going to get hooked on the flap. So what I find is I put mine like that, and then I turn it over, and then I find it goes straight in and it doesn't catch at all. Okay, so let me, what did I decide? I thought I'd decide to do the wizard this time. So I'll use my basic black Archival ink. go. And I've been tossing up whether I wanted to do him in Tranquil Tide or in Lemon Lime Twist, but I think I'll do Lemon Lime Twist, and I've got soft suede, I think, for his beard. Yeah, soft suede. And his moustache. Fortunately, there's not too much to colour on here. I love the glimmer, the sheen, the little glitter bits in this paper. I don't know if you can see it where you are, but it's really beautiful. Right, that's that. Right, Tranquil Tide it is. I suppose I could have got this done beforehand, couldn't I, rather than making you have to watch. I wonder if wizards wear gloves, because I could give him Lemon Lime Twist gloves, couldn't I? I don't know much about wizards, I have to say. It's a bit dark, it's blocking out some of the, well, his wand for a start. I don't know if you can see that. But the sleeve is disappearing into his robe. That's okay. These boxes with the, oh, by the way, this comes with a set of dies as well to cut these characters out. That's what I said about bringing the Big Shot up again. Okay, so I need to cut him out. I was going to say something about these characters, wasn't I? Couldn't have been important because it's gone. Right, so I'm going to do the Lemon Lime Twist as the layer that he's going to be on, and the dies I'm using, this one's from the Layering Ovals Framelits, and I think that's number 1, 2, 3, 4. I will check it and put the information in the box below, and that is number 3 of the Stitched Shape Framelits. I feel a little bit panicky at the moment actually, because I was doing a bit of tidying up earlier on and I can't find 2 of my dies. One of them is a number 2 of my Stitched Shape. So that's what I'm going to be doing while the video is downloading, looking for it. Right, okay. Oh dear, I hope that hasn't moved. As slightly, but I don't think I'll worry about that. I could just trim the edge of it really. In fact, I'll do that so you can see what I do with that one. I did it a lot with, there was a die that I was using a lot for leaves. And rather than keep redoing it, what I did was this side where it's got too much white on, I just cut that down so it's only got a smaller amount of white. Oops, come back. I don't cut it all off, otherwise it really would look odd. There we go. I don't think any other bits look out of proportion. No, I'm quite happy with that now. Let's pop that onto there. Oh no, I've used the wrong one, haven't I? Oh, you silly so-and-so. In fact, no, that's alright, that one's okay. Honestly, this really is not my day today. If something has been able to go wrong, it has. Right, Tranquil Tide. Right, I'll put that aside because that will be used for another project. So that's the wrong one. Where's my right one then? Did I put it away? It's unlike me. It's unlike me when I'm in the middle of videoing. Here we go. That is the right one now. Just put my mat, my cutting plate, onto the one I got glue on. My lemon line twist circle got. As I say, it's not been a good day today. I think the sooner I go to bed the better. Start a new day tomorrow. Mind you, I'm not complaining really, it's not often that I have days like today. Right, let's try this again. I'll put a little bit more on. It will stick, but with the way things are going. Right, I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to put this wizard on that way. That's it, lovely. Oops. There we go. Right, and my box. You could pop this up on dimensionals if you like. Another way you could hold this down, if you didn't like that idea, you could do something like this and have it going up, so, but don't glue that bit down, so that just slides underneath it. Could do with a bit more in there, but I haven't folded any of those cards yet. Never mind. But there we go, that's today's project. I hope you like it, and I hope that you'll give these boxes a try. I hope the hints that I've given you do make life a bit easier for you, and do have fun with it. If you have any comments to make, please leave them in the box below the video. I'm always happy to help you, and I do enjoy reading your comments. I will leave all the measurements and the products that I've used, the product codes and what have you, I will leave that in the box below. If you've enjoyed my video and would like to be notified each time I upload a new one, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And finally, if you would like to purchase any of the products that I featured here today, in the box below there will be a link to my 24/7 online Stampin' Up shop. Many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio.